Hello.
Starting.
Welcome back to Ask The Conch.
Ask the Conch.
Today we are doing confessions. We're doing confessions of Reddit. So it's going to be
Confession time.
It's going to be kind of all over the place. I mean, it really it's everywhere.
Well, confessions, yeah, it's your guess as good as mine.
You know, and actually it's funny because I've had a lot of these lined up for like, I don't know, I feel like a couple of weeks at this point. So there's only one that I can really remember that sticks in my mind that I still just am laughing about. I think it's hilarious. So let's do a little bit of scrolling. Oh my God. Sorry.
I found a juicy one.
Well, it's not that I mean, there's a lot of good ones. So we'll start off with this one. We'll start off a little, we'll ease into some things. Some of them are a little spicy. So this one's from True Off My Chest. No one's asking for advice here. They're just coming to
straight confessions.
Yeah, basically.
Let it out. Let it out.
I called the child ugly.
Well,
I picked up my 4-year-old from kindergarten, and two of the girls that usually pick on my daughter, both 5, came to the door talking to me. While I waited for my daughter to organize her place and then come out, they were just talking and saying some random stuff. I kind of entertained it, but I was a bit distracted. One of them showed me her doll that she brought because it was bring your toy to kindergarten day, and while she showed it to me, one of the other told me I was ugly. And without hesitation, I looked at her sweetly and said she was ugly too, only for her to start crying and me just realizing what I just said. I am also a clinical psychologist.
Yeah, gold.
And I specialize in kids and youth. I was just on autopilot, but honestly, I don't even feel really bad about it.
I concur. It's good. Yeah, I probably would have done the same.
It's so
I probably have done.
This one was a blind read for me. I called the child ugly, and I was like,
"Yep, that'll do."
It. I don't know what the situation is, but we're gonna go. So this one's crazy actually. So this one's from Confession. I stole a museum. I stole a museum. That's not what happened. I stole from a museum as a child, and I don't mean from the gift shop. When I was a child, around 7 or 8, I went on a school trip to a museum that had an ancient Egypt exhibit running. The museum staff allowed the class to look at some old relics, passing them around in a circle. I remember looking at this little greeny blue colored figurine of a goddess with a hippo bead. Or with a hippo head. I don't know why I said bead. I really liked it, and without a second thought, I put it in my pocket and took it home with me.
Uh-huh.
I sat at home playing with it, not really understanding the gravity of what I had done. And then we had a big assembly at school. The museum was looking for this figurine, as it was not a replica, but an actual ancient Egyptian artifact. I remember playing scenarios in my head of how I could give it back without getting caught, but I couldn't see any way out of it. The museum became angrier. The assemblies grew more pressing. Letters went home to all parents. Parents were then called in of naughty children who could have possibly done it. Finally, everyone calmed down. They realized they weren't getting it back, and I got away with it. The problem is, I'm now 31, and I still have the figurine. I could throw it away. I couldn't throw it away. It's thousands of years old. I couldn't give it back because I would be in unbelievable trouble. If I gave it back now, it would look strange that it's turned up after all this time in the same town by someone who went to the same
23
school.
years later.
I've never told anyone about this figurine, and no one else has ever seen it, and I have no idea what I'll do with it. But that's my confession. Museum thief of an ancient artifact at 7 years old. And then, so I did a little bit of digging in here too. So, because
comments.
Yeah, there's a little bit of an edit as well. But so let's see. Someone said, how wouldn't they notice that they didn't get it back after passing it around? I feel like they wouldn't let you leave until they found it. And OP responded and said, you would think so, wouldn't you? But obviously someone wasn't paying attention to what came back. They had contacted the school the next morning, though. And then, comments were saying you could mail it back to them and not put a return address. And so the final edit actually says, just to let everyone know, thanks to your comments, I did the right thing and I returned the figurine to the museum. I did it anonymously from a different city. I hope they receive it. I feel a lot better.
Oh,
so they got to send it. They got to send it back.
The museum got their thing back from the little 7-year-old thief. Oh my God. Hold on to that shit for 20 some years. Bless his heart.
I'm going to be honest. I think I would have kept it.
Yeah. I mean,
maybe that...
Isn't that deep? I don't know. Yeah.
Does that make me a bad person? I don't know. At that point, how many years did you say? You can do math really good, I guess. Well,
I'd say 23-ish. Something like that.
So if it was that long, I'm not a lawyer, but isn't there that seems like way too long to be able to get in trouble for it still.
Yeah.
I would keep it. I wonder. Yeah, okay. I don't know. Maybe I'm terrible. So this one's a little sad. But
what's your heartstrings a minute?
Well, it's really funny, but it's sad. This one's from
Mixed emotions. We like it.
Yeah, true off my chest. A cock ring killed my dad, and I don't know how to process this.
Oh, fuck.
First off, this is...
Okay.
First off, this is unfortunately 100% real. If a mod needs proof in order to not delete, I can send.
Oh, please.
The death certificate lists the cause of death as acute renal failure, penile incarceration, and SIG condition with question mark, and then it says pulmonary embolism. There are only 5 total people who know about this. I shared it with my partner, but obviously I can't discuss this with my friends or anyone else in the family. I'm posting this from a throwaway account. I'm not sure what I hope to get from sharing this other than seeking recognition for the absurdity of all of this. Please don't DM me about this. I'll respond to questions the best I can. But, what do I even say at this point?
Oh.
It's like...
Woo! Okay.
I should have looked into it too a little bit.
I feel like there was 1,000 Ways to Die episode.
Yeah, you're probably not wrong.
I feel like I've been traumatized by this thought before. So.
Yeah, hey. Well, I know, if you take, Viagra or whatever after, 4 hours or something, you're supposed to call the number on the back or something.
Right, so in case you're shit.
Or you gotta go, in stand-up
so you
guys.
have a heart attack.
In stand-up guys with Al Pacino, he eats a fistful of pills, and then he ends up having to go to the hospital and have his dick drained of blood or something like that.
Gotta blow. Not the good way. Oh.
Okay, so Dad passed away 2 weeks ago. We assumed it was drug-related since he had a history of substance and mental health issues. We just received the death certificate and was listed above factors as cause of death. Apparently, my uncle who ID'd the body was told by the detective that my dad's penis necrotized because it was trapped in an S-shaped PVC pipe, a DIY cock ring.
Oh, my Lord.
I'm just
down the hole.
I think my problem is I'm sorry for anybody who has to listen to me try and read this, because I think my problem is that in my brain I also picture everything. So I'm reading it and also imagining it, and then I'm freezing up because I'm
an S-shaped fucking PVC pipe.
Yeah, I'm just thinking what do you
Why? What?
I'm just picturing the underneath of my sink, and I'm just
that's where I'm at too. Fucking giraffe under the sink. Why? Why? Oh my god.
I'm just okay. Anyways, so wait. It was likely that he had taken Viagra or was on a stimulant, and his erection never went away. So there was blood trapped in the scrotum/penis, and it triggered renal failure, caused the PE, and likely led him to bleeding out after his penis necrotized. My uncle told me that he intended to take this info to his grave, never tell anyone, but the death certificate gave the reasons. Everyone who knew my dad was aware of his trouble/issues and likely assumed a drug OD. I'm sure there were drugs in his system, but we haven't received the toxicity report. I've been operating under the assumption that my dad killed himself with drugs for almost 2 weeks. I was so mad, frustrated, and had recurring anxiety. I've never cried so hard in my life or experienced so many competing emotions. But finding this out just leaves me confused. It's like something that would have been written as a twisted joke in comedy. Knowing that it was an accident has removed some sort of the complicated feelings/questions that have come from a family member committing suicide, and this still feels like a drawn out and slow suicide to me. I can't make sense of it, and I doubt I ever will. My siblings and I have tried to find the humor in it. He died doing what he loved.
That's shaped PVC pipes. That's what he loved.
Maybe he was a plumber.
Fuck. Oh.
Or something to that effect, but it's so pointless and unnecessary death. Like, I don't get why he didn't just call an ambulance. We have to assume that drugs were involved and that maybe he didn't know that what was fully going on. If that's the case, I feel bad for him. I assume he was freaking the fuck out, but maybe couldn't respond. I just don't know. Again, I have no idea how or what I hope to get out of this. I just can't share it with anyone in my life, and I will have to say some generic thing about anyone who asks heart issues. This is such an embarrassing way for him to pass, and I understand why my uncle didn't want to tell us. It was already hard enough to adjust and accept his passing, and I am worried this will delay me accepting it because I can't take it seriously. So, fuck. Or because I can't take it seriously. It's so fucking crazy. No, I originally typed out a longer explanation with more context and background info, but I think my brother-in-law's on here, so I ended up deleting anything that could be traced back.
But wow. Wow. Yeah, we can't process that one either, bud. Damn. Well, yeah, what a brutal,
time.
slow.
How are you going to process it? Time. Lots of time, because rough.
Yeah, and with time, oh my god, what a slow fucking death. Oh my god. Wow. I'm shook.
I almost kind of hope he's on drugs, because
I would, maybe
is it
he's
possible?
high as fuck, so I couldn't tell that he was fucking dying.
I'm also just trying to, like,
oh my god.
How do you... I'm still trying to imagine it even being a thing, honestly. Like, I'm
it's stuck in the S. Oh,
yeah,
fuck.
so he got it stuck in the pipe and then couldn't. Well, I don't know. Okay, I don't.
Yeah, we gotta.
Yeah, let's go to the next. Oh. So.
Is he a plumber? Next one, a plumber too.
No, this one is. We're gonna do this one because this one's bad, and I know we have to eat dinner in a little while. So this one's under confessions. Also, if you're eating, don't. So
here's your fair warning.
Yeah. I knowingly watched my gracious host drink fresh vomit.
Ugh. Ugh. I like to give the fresh keyword on the fresh there.
Oh, it's probably warm. Well, if it's fresh, if the drink was cold, or like, well, if it's hot food. Depends on the temperature of what it is. Well, if it's fresh.
What's body temp?
It's either, well, but fresh because Fresh, like, because it just came out, or fresh because it just went down and came out? Okay, let's find out. So this happened in my 20s, so over 10 years ago. I used to play in a metal band. We had some modest renown, and were asked to play all over our state pretty regularly. One summer, some college kids in a town a couple hours away asked us to come play at a show at our local venue. They said they could stay at their house, they said we could stay at their house and they'd pay for food, beer, etc. So we said sure. That's rude. Not the person's doing. Okay, anyways. We arrive and it's a group of really nice metal chicks, and true to their word, they set us up in their pad which is totally loaded with booze. So the first night there, we party super hard. One of these girls took a liking to my bandmate and made her intentions very clear, but my buddy wasn't interested and wasn't comfortable rejecting our host for the next 3 nights, so he just tried to play it off. After a solid night of boozing and goofing off, most of us decided it was time to crash, so we started heading to bed. This chick knew she had to make a final move, so my buddy was setting up his sleeping bag. She set up 2 shots of Jaeger, his favorite, and left to her bedroom for a moment, where she put on some perfume and fixed her makeup. My buddy wanders over to the table and sees the Jaeger, grabs a shot glass, downs it, then immediately retches it back into the shot glass with a little bit of his dinner as well. And runs to the bathroom to finish barfing. She comes back and asks where he's at. I tell her, he's sick. I think he's done for the night. She sighs in disappointment, then shrugs, picking up the shot of Jaeger vomit. By reflex, I just shout, "No, wait!" She shoots me a look and says, "Yeah," and for some reason, I couldn't tell you why, I said, "Nothing, my bad."
Nothing, my bad.
I watched her slug back the shot. I watch in horror. She doesn't notice anything wrong and takes a second shot before heading off to bed.
Well, at least she had the second one sterilize it.
Yeah, right? This is mostly a confession because I never told her, even though we all became friends and saw each other many times after. Also because I don't know why I didn't stop her. She was super cool and nice. I guess I just wanted to see something gross happen. The first comment I see is, "I saw the title and read this anyways. I guess that's on me." Jaeger with extra probiotics.
Extra probiotics. Activation.
But so that's what I'm saying though. Like, so if it, like, well, but he did say some dinner came up with it.
A little smidge of dinner.
A little tiny bit.
It's an appetizer.
You know, I don't think that's wild. You know, I do remember. So there was like, I think I only went to like 2 New Year's Eve parties, like when I was like in high school. And it's funny because I think I don't even know if I drank for either of them. But I do remember someone got sick and threw up like all over the wall and behind the, like they got puke full everywhere splatter. Except for the toilet. It was like, and like then like nobody would fess up and say who it was, and it was pretty wild. And I just remember thinking like, wow, this is crazy.
Projectile missed everything, almost got everything but the toilet.
I'll be, you know, and it's funny because like I've been at parties and I've done like, I dumped candle wax on myself while I was drunk once because I was moving a candle or something and I dropped it and I dumped hot candle wax all down myself and ruined my pants and everything I was wearing, and I was so sad. But then like one time I got silly putty stuck in my robe. What the fuck am I guess I don't drink anymore. Maybe that's why.
Yeah, I think the worst one was I just laid down in a mud puddle and rolled around, and then we had to go to someone else's house and visit. Soggy, wet dog at the front door. I was like, please don't let me in. And here, put a chair in the middle of the living room and just sit there like there's a puddle underneath me dripping.
One time we went to the sledding hill in the middle of winter, and we had a 30-pack that some of my friends had stolen off of somebody's porch.
Porch pirating.
Yeah, and I didn't like condone it. Like there was like half of us that were like, we're leaving you guys here, but we'll meet you at the top of the hill if you're getting beer. And I remember a couple of us rolled down the hill, and it was like the middle of winter. So I mean, it was like snow, I guess, but also it was like around the time when it was actually, it wasn't that sloppy, it was icy because it had been like sunny, so it was like melty, and then like it froze overnight or whatever.
Yeah, nice and crunchy.
And I remember when I woke up the next day, my hips were purple, and I was like, "Why did I do that?" It was terrible. The last time I went to a party was actually when Megan and Dakota still lived out here, and they lived down the street, and we walked down there, and we showed up there with we had 8 different kinds of beers, and then we were only there for probably 45 minutes, and everything was gone, and we had Mike's Hard, like a 12-pack of Mike's Hard. The
bottom of the cooler, random.
So when I moved in here, actually, when I was packing my shit, I lived in the same building as one of the distributors that I saw at work a lot, and we were packing up the car, and Brett was like, "When did you put this beer back here?" And I was like, "What?" And there was 2 12-packs and a bottle of wine and a couple other things, and they had their Friday grab day that they do for that distributor, and he just gave us some stuff because we were packing stuff up and the trunk was open. So he gave us some stuff, but I showed up there, we drank everything because we were playing waterfall, and then we were drinking wine out of a bag, and it was a month old. It was open, it was a month old, and we were passing it around too. And we played waterfall with a bag of wine, and I remember Brett ran home that night. Didn't go very well for the next 5 days probably. And then I was so hungover the next day, I think I was in the bathroom for most of the day. I remember I made something in the microwave too when I got home, and I immediately took it out and dropped it all over the floor, and the dogs ate it, and I was like, no. That was crazy. Okay. Oh my gosh, this one's pretty rough too. There's a content warning for violence and death. So viewer, I sort of said that for one of the other story, right?
Yeah, so it was sad.
Well, the last one was about puke, so it's a little different. We're jumping everywhere today.
That's fine.
True off my chest. I beat the crap out of my brother, and I'm not sorry. I don't know what's going on upstairs. I wonder how much we can hear that. Okay. Hi, I'm a longtime lurker. Created this throwaway for obvious reasons. I'm 47 and I'm a widower. My wife passed away 4 years ago from a prolonged illness. I won't get into it except to say that it destroyed me. My 2 kids, male 22, female 20, took it as hard and see therapists twice a month. I've never gone to therapy because of my parents' mindset, the way that you have to stay strong and don't show your pain. I realize this is unhealthy, and I have taken up hobbies, activities that help me deal with the crushing loss of my wife. I've always tried to be a rock for my kids, and most of the time it worked, except when it didn't. I have a younger brother who I will call Sam, fake name, 39 years old, classical golden child, because I was the mistake that resulted in my folks' shotgun wedding while Sam was planned. I had to work for everything while everything was handed to him. I never resented him for this because this dynamic was of my parents' making. I moved away at 20. A few years later, met my wife, and we started our family. Then she died. Never found anyone to connect to. Sure, I've had the occasional hookup, but nothing romantic. Now to the story. Sam came over last night, interrupting my game night. Yeah, I'm a D&D nerd, which I didn't mind. What I did mind was him getting into my liquor cabinet and starting in on a bottle of Jack Daniel's Sinatra Select Whiskey. My wife found a bottle for me because she knew I loved a good whiskey. He drank nearly a third before I found out and berated him for it, telling him to put it back. Fucker said, my wife had good taste. You're lucky I never tasted her when I had the chance.
What the fuck?
From his brother? That's disgusting. Okay, oh, that was the end of that paragraph. That's why I'm confused. Everyone went silent in shock. I felt myself go numb. Next thing I knew, he was on the floor, and I was mercilessly pounding on him. My friends dragged me off. Sam looked like he tried to French kiss a runaway train, blood everywhere, broken nose, lost a front tooth. For the first time in my life, Sam looked scared of me. One of my friends took him to the emergency room. The night was over. The thing is, later on the kids came over, they always do on the weekends, for dinner and a movie, and found me in the basement bawling my eyes out. I told them I was having a moment of grief over mom being gone, but I don't think they believed me. We held each other for a while and then watched The Princess Bride. Great movie.
Princess Bride makes everything better.
Yep, great movie. It's like, yep, that's... I accept what I did was wrong, but I don't care. I'll take punishment. I'll take what punishment comes if Sam presses charges. I just don't care. I know my parents will be twisted up about this, so will Sam's wife, but I don't care. The only thing I care about is my kids, and they are moving on with their lives. I get that I'm an asshole. I just wanted to vent. Feel free to roast me until I'm well done. Thank you.
No, props on you. I want to beat the shit out of your brother, too.
Yeah, I mean... I did this one time, but not to my brother. So, you know, I mean, I'm not saying that violence is good. I do think,
especially after that response,
definitely go to therapy. I'm
to say that shit when you're like, "Hey, put the fucking bottle back."
Yeah, that's
like,
really disgusting.
That's a special bottle.
That's
uncalled for.
I mean,
that's when I would definitely knock your teeth out.
I also so I understand, like, you know, if you're, I mean, everybody's different or whatever, but at least in our house, if our siblings were to come here, yeah, you can go ahead and get in our fridge and have whatever you want to drink. Sure. Are you going to go into, like, if we had a liquor cabinet, are you going to go into the liquor cabinet and start grabbing liquor out of there? Like,
no.
This isn't my grandpa's house? Like, it's one of them.
Right. It's like, if it's on the top of the fridge, it's out in the open, that's the stuff. Like, in the closed liquor cabinet.
Is this a place where you're coming and you're saying, hey, all this alcohol and beer and all this other stuff to drink is also here, just so you know, drink any of it. You know,
I mean, Sinatra bottle. It clearly was something special.
If the bottle wasn't open, too, I probably would have hit him with it. I'm bad.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So, this one's from Confessions. I witnessed a car accident, saved his life, and then became his stalker. I don't really know if this is a not safe for work post, but just in case. Oh, because I got tagged for that. About 4 years ago, I witnessed a car accident. A 16-year-old kid was pinned down under a car, and his backpack was preventing him from breathing. I, construction worker, took my utility knife, crawled into the car, cut his backpack straps, removed the backpack to pull him out. I thought at the time he was dead. He was unresponsive and covered in blood and bruises. Yeah. First responders arrived. I was wet, freezing, and wearing nothing but a t-shirt. They resuscitated the kid before my eyes, and I broke into tears of joy. I asked the kid's name after the fact, but they wouldn't tell me because he was a minor. Later on through the news, I found out his name, and I've kept watch ever since through social media. I honestly feel a deep connection with this kid. I think of him as a son, and I would honestly do anything for him. It always made me feel like a creep doing so. At the time, I had to fake a Facebook account pretending to be a minor. Otherwise, as an adult, you cannot have access to the profiles of underage people. Honestly, just saying this makes me cringe, sickening. I needed to know he was doing well.
Okay, well that's, I mean, different than
honestly
full stalking. There's not like some weird perversion behind it. You want to know that he was okay. That's traumatic.
Yeah, I was going to say, that sounds like trauma.
Very much, yeah.
That sounds like a trauma response. It sounds like,
just extra creepy factor of a minor and adult.
Plug therapy again right here. You know, plug that again.
But not like a sick, perverted, response. Like, someone sexually attracted. You're like, you're alive now.
Yeah, it's nothing like that. You're just making, because I mean, I feel like I would want to keep tabs on them too. I feel like every once in a while, I just like look up people that I'm like, oh, I used to work with this person. I'm gonna see if I can find them on, Facebook or something, and just see like what they've been doing with their life. I don't know, but I'm
coworker, not kids that I babysat. Although it makes it like, oh my god, I'm old.
Yeah, that one would probably be weird actually, because probably a couple kids I babysat Well, for sure, I definitely are graduated now, but
Yeah, it's
weird.
like, no. Go down that fucking rabbit hole.
Yeah, I didn't think about that one. Well,
We're doing.
lots of them are still in school, so for now. Okay,
I used to
wait.
babysit you.
Yeah, right. Okay, so that's hilarious. I think I only have 2 more. And then,
Yeah,
I mean, we
I'm
can
doing
go
all right
and
on
see if
time.
there's anything fresh anyways, too. So, oh, God, that's cool.
Fresh on that.
Oh,
there you go.
whatever, that'll do it. Okay, well, that's way better. Okay. Okay, so this one is, I regret telling my boyfriend about my fetish. I had a hard time with this one, actually, because, well, I guess you'll see eventually, but
There we go.
I smell it in her hair.
Yeah, that's not. I smell it.
I, 24 female, have been dating my boyfriend, 26 male, for about a year now. Our relationship is very strong and we work very hard to make sure we are healthy and in check. When I met him, he let me know he was a virgin. This wasn't a problem for me. You can say I've lived a very eventful life due to being hypersexualized from a young age. So patiently, I taught him the ropes and we began to be intimate. And I was his first everything. Unfortunately, due to his lack of experience, it really sucked for me. Don't get me wrong, there's certainly been times where he's made me come, but there have been few. I've tried suggesting things in the bedroom. I've tried being more vocal with and clear with my wants. I've also suggested we watch porn together so that we can have visuals to help us envision what we desire. But instead, he did nothing. My partner let me know that he has a thing for anal and prostate stimulation. Honestly, I was kind of caught off guard. But I didn't judge him. I looked into Reddit for tips and tricks. I watched porn. I read stuff online about everything ass related. Then we had intimacy. We engaged and I satisfied him. It felt good to make my partner satisfied, if you know what I mean. Well, recently I've been struggling with my mental health and was prescribed medications. During this time, he did make me some comments about being sexually frustrated, but he never forced me to do anything or made me feel guilty. While trying to find my correct dosage, I had noticed I developed a low libido. I also started to notice I started to get aroused around a certain body part. Feet.
Oh God! No wonder you're gonna struggle with this one.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm so proud of you right now. You're so brave.
Right. Yeah, it's great. Anyways, I wanted to tell my partner this new discovery to perhaps try and incorporate it in our sex lives. By this point, I was sort of returning back to my regular libido. He was initially receptive to my fetish and said he accepted me for it. The other night, we were both high as fuck and got horny.
High as fuck.
For context, because he was a virgin when we started dating, I had to take on a more dominant role in our sex life, which is fine by me, but I identify as a switch. So I started and began leading. I was clearly satisfying him with foreplay. Then it was my turn. So it felt so unromantic. He tried to give me a head, but it wasn't good. I tried to verbalize with instructions and body language, but he just didn't get it. So I figured, all right, how difficult must it be to kiss feet and suck toes? Probably not that hard. For I asked him to do that. It literally felt like he was grossed out, lost, and his kisses felt like unromantic pecks. We immediately stopped, and his response was something along the lines of, I struggle when the attention is not on me. I instantly began to cry. In the moment, I felt like it was a confirmation, one of my biggest fears, sexual incompatibility. I also felt dismissed and judged. He claimed that he had been doing fine until it got to the feet. Everything brought it back to the feet. That made me feel judged. I didn't judge him when he opened up to me about liking ass play. Not to mention, things were most definitely not right before the feet because I wasn't even enjoying the head. I pointed out that I always give him good foreplay and that when he told me he liked certain things, I learned about it. I also reminded him that we can't even fuck missionary because he doesn't have the stamina, which leaves me to constantly top. I also felt my confidence get instantly snuffed. I'd say I'm pretty confident, but having my partner react this way and say this statement was hurtful to me, it made me pretty uncomfortable and ugly. He's apologized since and promises he's going to take measures to educate himself. I believe him. However, I'm still really in my head about this. I feel sick to my stomach and I wish I had never told him about my fetish and he had just kept things as normal. I feel so gross and upset and judged. He is a good guy, but this was just a low point. I don't know. I just feel so disconnected with myself.
Well, it's a far spectrum from ash stuff to foot fetish.
You know, I mean, yeah, that's a pretty big. I'm not sure where they are, how close. There's a lot of stuff
in between.
Yeah, I guess there's a lot of stuff out there in general. Do you remember that? Did I send you that video of the ovipositor thing?
Oh my god, the alien fucking alien eggs.
People put eggs in them. It's so weird. So, fun fact. They make.
Don't put that in your search engine.
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, maybe you're into that. If you are, they're made of. If you're into
alien eggs in your ass, go for it. Search it out. But
you know what? But they're made of gelatin. Wouldn't that just... Yeah. The idea is they were supposed to melt. Like, you could leave them in and they could melt or whatever. Anyways. So...
dinner.
No, like... You're right. Yeah, there is a huge difference here. But I think what really needs to be addressed is the amount of work that she is putting in
to their sexual relationship.
To the sex part of the relationship. And like, I struggle when the attention is not on me.
Yeah, that's a tough blow.
Yeah. So,
like,
literally,
basically, you're just a selfish fuck.
That's literally what it says right here. Literally, he admitted he's a selfish lover and likely always will be.
Yeah.
And you know, it's really unfortunate because, like, you got taught all the things and...
Right. Coming in with the experience.
Fucking rude. Yeah. Who knows? I wonder if Bender just got let out.
Yes.
Okay, so this one, I didn't...
Last one?
I didn't even... I never read this one. I just read the title, and I was crying.
All right.
I was trying to go to bed. I'm like, let me just get on Reddit for a second, and then I'm like, and Brett's like, what's going on? And I'm like,
got some gold. It's fine. Fine.
This one's under confessions. This was a month ago. I put itching powder in my roommate's fleshlight.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh, brutal!
Oh my god! I just read the actual first sentence of the thing, and it gets worse.
Again.
Okay.
Worse.
Roommate was addicted to his fleshlight and would put it in the dishwasher. I tried to talk to him about it many times. Nothing worked. Took matters into my own hands, and it gave him an infection.
I choked on that one. Oh my god. I took matters into my own hands. And it gave him an infection.
He had to get circumcised.
Oh my god. My god.
My mic is probably crying.
I know, we're probably got crackles going on because I think I blew a fucking rib. Oh my god.
I can't believe I didn't finish reading this. I was like...
That's so great.
Okay, wait. So he had to get circumcised?
Oh my god. You had an infection. You had to chop the little tip of your offie. Oh, me.
Yeah, I'm just going to read the two other sentences real quick again.
Together. Okay.
I put itching powder in my roommate's fleshlight. Roommate was addicted to his fleshlight and would put it in the dishwasher. I tried to talk to him about it many times. Nothing worked. Took matters into my own hands, and it gave him an infection. He had to get circumcised and thinks it's because of the dishwasher soap or salt. I regret doing this. Edit. Let me address some of the major points and questions here. We lived in a small flat with one bedroom. What the fuck? Okay.
Yeah, shared space. Don't put your fucking cock thing in the goddamn dishwasher.
Real shared space, apparently.
Oh my
man, I wonder what they're doing up there that he's yelling at him for. Oh, maybe that's the TV.
Half a second, I was like, that sounds like a mean commercial or something.
Yeah, right. We lived in a small flat with one bedroom. I never used the dishwasher. He turned it inside out when he put it in. Wait. Oh, God. In the beginning, he would leave it in to soak in the bathroom sink. I protested vehemently, and some have suspected here I couldn't afford to move. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah, now when the apartment is the size of a bathroom.
How often are you cleaning it? Why? Just clean it after every use. You don't have to soak it. What the fuck are you doing? Wash it after you use it, you dirty dick beater. Fucking, you dirty dick
when
beater
you're
stick.
Having your privacy time in the one bedroom loft.
No wonder you got an infection.
God have mercy.
Christ. Okay. He would leave it on, he would leave it on his bedside, on our bedside, I'm so confused right here. He would leave it on the bedside after use. I don't know if these people are together or what's going on here, but so I have this thing in my sight every time I was in our room. He used it while he thought I was sleeping too. He had poor hygiene to begin with. Messy fella. He was coddled at home and his mom cleaned up after him. He'd come in it and just go to sleep without cleaning himself.
What?
We shared an internet package which would be depleted before the month ended because of his porn addiction. I tolerated this for about 4 months because of my conflict-avoiding ass. Just couldn't be aggressive enough. Throwing it away could have made things worse for me. As far as he's concerned, it was all his own doing. But the shameless slopping in the middle of the night was unbearable.
Oh my God. In the same bedroom. And
it sounds like the same bed. Yeah. He even took it when he went home some weekends, and I'm sure that he didn't wash it until he came back to the flat because he probably wouldn't have been able to hide a cleaning session from his folks. It took about 2 weeks.
The only girlfriend he's bringing home. Oh my God.
It took about 2. Okay, so I wonder if this was continued.
Edit.
So it says it took about 2 weeks for his dick to get bad enough that he went to the doctor. But after the itchy first use, I noticed he was going to the bathroom a lot. He still used it a couple times, which must have made it much worse. He suspected that it might have been that I might have used it and gave him an STD through it because he wasn't sleeping with anyone. I wasn't either, but he had to ask. He moved out at the end of the semester, and I saw him on campus occasionally. Our parents met at church, and his mom is a devout Christian. Telling her crossed my mind, but that's a bitch move. She basically administrated all of his affairs, which is how she found out. I wasn't there when the handover took place, but I know she threw it away.
Thank goodness. Thank you, Mom, for throwing out their disgusting grown brat ass child's fucking love sleeve that's full of infection.
She made him see a psychologist, and he had to go home every weekend. My quality of life drastically improved, and his too, so I hear. The itching powder was from one of those party stores where you buy outfits and gags, etc., and was more like cotton wool than a powder, but still called powder. This was a few years ago, and what reminded me of it was seeing his mom in the shop, and the shame hit me when she saw me. Anyways, fuck you, Chris.
Anyways, fuck you, Chris. Here's the fiberglass in the tip of your dick.
Yeah, right. That's immediately what I thought of was fiberglass.
That's like that fiberglass powder shit.
I thought about the time that, actually, I'm pretty sure it was literally at your house one of the times they were doing something somewhere when they were like, replacing a wall or something.
Always in construction.
Yeah, I like walked into something and I remember it was like the worst day of my life because I was like, wow, nobody told me I was walking into a pile of glass paper.
Right, the wall of fucking insulation.
And now, like, when I think I think about going to the crawl space, I'm like, we have that insulation in there.
Yeah, I was traumatized when at that age. Oh my God.
Wow.
Having a hot shower, that's the worst idea. Don't do that. Cool shower works better.
I guess. So, okay.
Fuck you, Chris.
I'm not going to say this happens to all kids who have devout Christian parents. However, I do find it very interesting because I feel like a lot of people who have devout Christian parents that are like really, really, really hard into it, end up having some kind of weird
sex addiction, porn addiction, some kind of
not an unhealthy relationship with physical,
sexual,
physical and sexual connection, or something along those lines. That was a ride. That was a fucking ride.
Yeah.
That was such a ride. I'm glad I saved that one for last because damn, I didn't know where it was going.
Yeah, so
and the worst part is like, okay, so if he used it and then he was itchy immediately and he thought, I wonder if I got an STD. Well,
from my roommate using my fucking
but you know what though? Whatever.
Maybe one more time.
I already got it.
Oh, so God, it's bringing back to the coconut story.
Oh my God. That was
yeah. On that note, yeah. You hungry?
Yeah, I'm definitely ready for dinner.
Fucking stabbed.
Yeah.
I smell them balls cooking up there.
Yeah, the chicken.
Oh my God.
Fucking chicken.
Italian.
He said, I feel like, he said he wasn't lying, but I know it was his ADHD, but
it was a fucking adorable. What do you mean? Well, did you read it? No. No. I didn't read it. It looked like it. Adorable.
Yeah, he's a pretty silly guy sometimes. Anyways, thanks for watching Ask the Conch. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Find us on Spotify and YouTube. Hopefully sometime TikTok. I don't know. We'll see. We'll figure it out. I don't know.
You never know.
Hopefully we'll have a different backdrop actually, because it's upstairs. I just haven't put it up.
We'll get there.
Anyways, yeah, that was a lot of fun. Lots of confessions.
Some juicy confessions.
Oh my God. Can you imagine too getting they never said ages. Did they? Oh no, he said it was 20s. Didn't he say 20? No, I don't think he said
that last
ages.
one? No, I don't think there was an age. Just college. College was our clue.
Getting circumcised in college. Then how is he gonna do you think you tried to masturbate? That's why Mom had to take it away.
That's why your mommy took it away. Because you couldn't stop playing with it.
That's
fuck you, Chris.
Yeah. Anyways, thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.